Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another Khans of Tarkir Swiss draft. I was gonna do that Poultrygeist thing or whatever, that little special event for Thanksgiving, but I looked up what it was and I wasn't really into it. It was like a sealed event with a bunch of old booster packs and like just a weird like hodgepodge of different sets throughout the years. I mean, it looked all right, but I would have actually done it if it was a draft. I'm just not really into sealed. It's not my forte. I think we're just taking Delta here and getting some tickets. I'm sure it's still worth something, right? Yeah, it's worth like 5 ticks or 6 ticks, something like that. Worth taking. Okay. Follow up pick. Strongest cards in this pack. We've got Death Frenzy, which is a nice little board wipe effect. We have Chief of the Edge, which is very nice. You know, a Lord effect. So yeah, I think those are the two strongest cards in this pack in my mind. The potential board wipe or the 2-drop Lord. I think we all know what I want. I'm a aggressive warrior type player, so I think I kind of want the Lord here. Um, Trying to think if anything else is really worth my time. Death Frenzy is good. I actually really do like that card. I've had some really nice situations where Death Frenzy did some nasty things, but I think I'm just going to take Chief. I like it too much. Okay, so now there's an Abzan Guide, which is good. There's an Arc Lightning for Mardu. So I get my Abzan or Mardu options again. A couple lands. And not too much beyond that. Dead Drop is okay. But I'm not really interested in taking it here. I do like Arc Lightning and I like Abzan Guide. Both of those are good. I think I'd rather take the Arc Lightning, but then again, we're starting to get a little bit colorful already. I mean, either way, I guess I'm getting colorful if I'm taking Abzan Guide or Arc Lightning. And I don't really want the student here. I think I just take the Arc Lightning. I'm okay with that. Okay. So now there's the Rakshasa, but he's not all that great. He's a little bit color intensive and still requires you to do more to really shine. And then actually I had the one time I remember playing against him, somebody even like maximized his use and got him up to like a 10-10, and I feel like I still won because it was like he doesn't even have evasion or trample or anything. So he can bash in huge, but if you're flying over top, sometimes it doesn't matter. So even all the build up sometimes doesn't even give you the payoff that you're hoping for. I think we probably just take Scavenger here. It's a warrior, so it works with the chief. It's just a solid card. Temper Charger's fine, but if green is the splash, which presumably it is when you're the black-white base, it's not worth it. I'm just going to take the Scavenger. I'm cool with that. Okay. So there is a student here. There's also a Treasure Cruise. And there's a Dazzling Ramparts, but I don't really like the Ramparts all that much. I can take the student. It's not great, but it's playable. It's good with like Trumpet Blast in red. That one it plays well with. It works fine with Arc Lightning. Presumably some other removal. I guess we take it. Not the best pick. Deflecting Palm is actually, I think it's a pretty legitimate spell. I think I'm okay taking it here. It's a cool way to beat your opponent. Can't deny that. They attack you with something huge. Actually, what's so beautiful about it is they attack with their morph, you block their morph, or I guess you don't block their morph, and then they unmorph, and then you palm it. Whatever morph is doing most damage, or like a Loxodon. That's a pretty brutal one. They pay 6 mana to flip it, and then you just redirect it back at them. I feel like this is a great way to finish off the opponent. Hopefully we see another rush of battle at some point. Even Salt Road Patrol's playable, but not terribly exciting. Okay, well, Take Up Arms spits out some warriors, which is good with the Chief of the Edge. Windscarred Crag is some helpful fixing. And Throttle, actually, ever since I ran that deck that had 3 Throttles and it paid off, that was kind of nice. Student and Take Up Arms actually work reasonably well together too, though. I mean, Take Up Arms is uncommon. There's still enough time to find like a Raider Spoils or maybe even another Chief of the Edge. I think I'd still almost rather have the Throttle. I just like it. It's good removal. Okay, we can take Defiant Strike here. At least it works with the feeds Delve, and it works well with the Student. If we end up with a Seeker of the Way, it's going to get much better too. A couple of good late blue picks in here. It does appear blue is likely open. There's also an Active Treason in here, which is fine, but a little bit less exciting on the splash. Let's take the Strike, which can be pretty good. Don't really care about any of these, so I guess I'll take a Shatter and just cut red. Summit Prowler, not all that good in a deck like this. I think we take the Tracker, which also isn't that good, but if I need it, I'll play it. Bitter Revelation's fine. It's typically not what this deck wants to do, but gets your prowess, possibly finds a land. Otherwise, I take like a Swiftwater Cliff so I can splash blue. It works with the Delta too, I guess. Just for a Treasure Cruise, though, I'm going to take the Revelation. Hate to cancel. Alright. Hey, get a playable second to last pick. That's kind of nice. So, yeah, this deck needs some work, but we didn't get the worst start ever. I like having the Lord. I like having Deflecting Palm because I never play it. And we need some more warriors, but our removal looks decent. Yeah, we only got 2 warriors, which is a bit of an issue, but it's not like it's the end-all be-all. Chief of the Edge is still very nice, even on its own. 2 mana 3/2 is tough to criticize. Jeez, Icy Blast. It's pretty nice. I think I'm just taking the caves. I don't want to start dipping into blue, even though I could have gotten a couple pieces of fixing in blue. We don't have any fixing for our red yet, so I'm going to take the caves. Hoping to wheel maybe a War Behemoth. Bloodfire Expert would be okay to wheel, but not the most exciting. Passing some pretty good blue. Okay. So I think we probably just take Horde Mate because it's a good card. And there's not too much else for us here. Another Student and an Ancestor, both of which are fine, but not terribly exciting. It's nice that the Horde Mate can bring back the Chief of the Edge. I've always liked that. I think I'm going to move my lands to the side so you can, I like doing that, so you can get a better look at it. Get a better look at where you're at in your deck. All right, so Barons kind of helps us with our base color. Bring Low, not terribly exciting on the splash. Smite is a pretty fine removal spell. Typically, you don't have a hard time picking up 4-drops, though, is kind of what I've found. But I still don't mind taking Smite. I'm not terribly excited by the Smite, though. Like I said, 4-drops typically come. If you have enough, typically you just have enough 4-drops, I feel like. So taking it here seems unnecessary. Whereas if I take Barons, it's just going to help us with the mana base even more. Can pretty easily take a Ponyback Brigade here. Now if I can get a Rush of Battle or a Trumpet Blast, it's going to get much better. It's also a warrior for the Chief. Not passing much otherwise. Rite of the Serpent's pretty playable, but I'd rather have the Brigade. And I don't want to have to hope to wheel it. Alright, 2 drops are... Oh, Raider Spoils in here too? Jeez. Well, I want the Bonkin, but I would say since I just picked up a Brigade, I'm going to want cards like Raider Spoils. Especially if I can get some more Warriors, so I'm just going to take the Raider Spoils. I want that Bonkin. 2 drops are always money. But, alright, pretty easy injury here. I would say Brigade into Raider Spoils. Maybe if I hadn't picked up the Brigade, I probably would have considered that Bonkin a little bit, longer. But it just feels right. Brigade into Raider Spoils is just nice. All right, couple good cards for Sultai and Abzan. I could probably just take Barrage of Boulders, but I don't have any 4-power guys, so I can't get the full value. So I could take the Snakeskin, but Snakeskin's not all that great either. It's kind of an issue. It's probably fine. Probably just want the Barrage for sideboard. I think it's more likely I would make this work than the Molting Snakeskin. It's nice to have sometimes. I can take Tormenting Voice, but it's probably more exciting than a second Bitter Revelation. Although I'm not likely to play Tormenting Voice. Guess I could just take the Erase in case I have to deal with a pesky enchantment. I've sided into that before. It's nice. Geez, just Sky Elder Wheels. Well, we did get the War Behemoth back, so I'll take it. Guess I'll take a Secret. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Mastodon. Just take the foil. I don't care about those other cards. Alright, well, we got some work to do in this last pack here. We need some upgrades. Our removal's not the worst because we have an injury, an Arc Lightning, a Throttle. But our creatures need some improvement. We're low on creatures and they're not the greatest. So this last pack we got to prioritize creatures pretty high. I don't even think we're doing Secret. I'd like not to do Secret. And even Lurkers and Canyon, or Inoc Tracker rather, are pretty subpar creatures. So this deck needs quite a bit. It needs some better creatures though, for sure. I wouldn't mind getting another Ponyback Brigade. I wouldn't mind getting a Trumpet Blast. So we just have some nice finishers. Well, I'm going to take a second Polluted Delta because that's 10 tickets just right off the bat. Otherwise, I think it would be an easy Horde Mate number 2. But yes, just taking 10 tickets in lands. I'm going to play them both too for like deck thinning. So here, there's a Rush of Battle. There's also a Krumar. I do want the Rush of Battle, but I actually need more warriors. I need more creatures, so I'm going to take the Krumar here. There's a good chance that it wheels, but I'm hoping that the Rush of Battle wheels as well. But I just need as many warriors as I can get for this Raider Spoils and this Chief of the Edge. And there's just nothing else terribly exciting in here. Jeskai Charm is very good. Alright, Raider Spoils number 2. And then I can just play some really janky creatures. Can I do that? There's like nothing. I mean, Swarm of Bloodflies is fine. I'm going to take the greedy pick. I'm going to take the Spoils. This deck needs some upsides. So that'll at least make the 1-drop creatures I potentially get better. Still hopeful I can find one more Ponyback Brigade or something along those lines. This deck definitely needs some work, though, to get there. But the good news is I feel less concerned because I've got double Polluted Delta. So I'm a little more willing to lose without feeling bad about it, I guess. Okay, so I mean, Ancestor is a warrior. I know there's a Murderous Cut in here, but 9 creatures is pretty low. Do I take the Murderous Cut and hope to wheel Ancestor or Scavenger? I might just have to take some late red cards, possibly. I mean, Murderous Cut's the best card in here, but 9 creatures. My next, like, 6 picks are going to have to be creatures, I think. I mean, taking an Ancestor over a Murderous Cut seems so wrong, but there's also a Scavenger I could take, but I don't have a lot of ways to cheat him out. Might just be correct anyway. Screw it. I'm going to take the Murderous Cut. Maybe we're playing a low creature. We're just going to play a really low creature aggro deck. All right, Hateblade came in late, looking good. War Behemoth number 2. I'm going to take that over the Attendants. So as long as we're getting some creatures now, we'll be all right. Heart Piercer seems fine, but there's also a Krumar, which is a warrior. So it's going to work better with the Raider Spoils, but they're both 4-drops. This can kill things, which is nice. It's certainly better than Krumar in a vacuum, but we have double Raider Spoils, which makes me want to take the Krumar. Because 4-power first strike, draw a card whenever you hit, is pretty insane. I'm going to take the Warrior. I want Warriors. I'm going to cut this Bitter Revelation because I don't think I want it. I don't need a second one. I don't think I'm playing Brave the Sands. I can take Warden. I have a couple ways to get a blue source with the polluted deltas, so I could splash for it, as odd as that is. Could try splashing for Treasure Cruise. I don't think that's likely. Let's take the second Canyon Lurkers. It's not very good, but it's playable in a pinch. Leaping Master is a 2-drop. I'm a little less impressed in this deck with it, but otherwise it's the third Lurkers, which is also not very exciting. I love that we have War Behemoths and Lurkers all day. Yeah, Leaping Master not that good when it's your splash color. I'm not really looking for a second Defiant Strike. I guess I'll just take another creature. Alright, you can take Active Treason. It's playable. Take the Tracker in case we need it. This guy is a warrior, but he's just not very good. Guess I'll take... I don't think I'm playing it, though. I'm not playing either of them, really. Okay, well... The good news is, I guess we got enough playables, and I'm still pretty happy I took the Murderous Cut. The bad news is we're not the best looking aggro deck I've ever seen. I mean, we're not the worst either, but this deck could have been way sexier. I mean, we were clearly competing for colors with people. So we are going to do an 18 land deck since... we're a pretty good mix of colors. Defiant Strike's not even that good in here because we only have one prowess guy. So I think I'm just gonna axe those. We need all the creatures we can get in this deck. And then I just cut one more and we're good to go, I think. Let me do a warrior count for our double Raider Spoils. My greed pick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not the worst. It's actually not that bad. 7 with double Raider Spoils is okay. Another Ponyback Brigade would have been nice. Do I want to do a Warden of the Eye on the splash? It seems greedy. I mean, I have double polluted delta, so I could actually easily do it. But do I want to do it? I might. I kind of have to screw up my mana base even more to do it. I have to run an island, which I'm not thrilled about. It might be worth it, though. I mean, Warden is pretty solid. Bringing back any of these cards would be nice. Deflecting Palm, Arc Lightning, Act, Throttle, Murderous Cut. I think I just probably cut. Well, I guess I don't want to cut any of these, but I could. I can easily cut active treason, I think. It's not that it's bad, it's just I don't want to lower my creature count. With double Raider Spoils especially, I really don't want to lower my creature count. But I do have a lot of creatures that are good with Raider Spoils. Even the trackers are pretty good with them. The Krumars are especially. So our removal's pretty decent too. This deck's okay, considering how it looked for a while there. I would say this deck looks alright. So we are a pretty good mix of the three colors, which can be problematic, but we'll figure this out. So these are just straight up swamps and then scoured barrens. Okay. So 4 sources of black already, which is our most prevalent color, but I pretty much need to be as close to even mixes of the 3 colors as possible. So I already have 4 sources of black. Already have 1 source of white, 1 source of red. All right. So this would be 9. We can probably already lower that. 8 sources black, 6 sources white, 6 sources red. I don't like that. Okay. Most of our red is morph, it looks like, at least creature-wise. It's pretty atrocious mana base. So 7 sources black, 7 sources white, 6 sources red. Not very good. Not if I want to consistently hit those early black and white spells. I shouldn't try and get away with 5 sources of red in this deck, right? Is that probably too greedy? Seven sources black. 7 sources white. 6 sources red. Feels a bit greedy. Especially if I want to hit a turn 2 chief. But I may have to do it like this. It's not super good. But, I mean, it's okay. All right, I think we're going to run it like this. It's a bit of a train wreck deck, but it looks like it could work. So we'll see how we do. All right, I'll see you round 1.